Hey, welcome everybody. We're gonna do a quick, short reading, not too long. Take your guys' time, but the weather changed up on us, and I'm thinking because all the volcanoes going off in the world, so it's kind of cloudy outside. It feels really good. I want to thank all y'all, all the 75 subscribers, all the unique viewers, everybody watching, whoever's watching. I want to say hello, aliens. I come in peace. Sounds really good. Okay. An avalanche of knowledge. Most people by now are aware that something unusual is going on here on Earth. Very unusual. A lot of unusual things have been going on all over the world right now as I'm speaking, as I'm talking. There's a lot of UFO activity everywhere, so just keep your eyes out on the sky, and especially these cloudy days, this is where like a lot of creatures and UFOs be moving through the clouds, so keep your eyes open. Here we go. We are in an extremely accelerated time, and many events are happening that have never been seen before. Yeah, time is accelerating. A lot of people have been saying that lately, but I've been reading that for like the last 20 years now, since all these earthquakes been happening all over the world. Like, we've been losing milliseconds and now seconds, and I think last year was like the shortest time ever around this time, June, July. So yeah, and time's just an illusion anyway. So there are more people on the planet that have ever been known before, and if we continue at the same rate in a few more years, we'll double our population in about 11 or 12 billion. We'll double our population to about 11 or 12 billion people. I think it's at like 4 billion or something right now, or 8. No, I think it's like 9. Regarding our human evolutionary learning curve, the supply of information on this planet is growing far faster than the population. Here's a fact according to the Encyclopedia Britannica. From the time of our oldest known civilizations, the ancient Sumerians, circa 3800 BC, continuing for almost 58,000 years until about AD 1900, a certain number of bits of information have been collected, a certain number of so-called facts that were added up to determine precisely how many things we knew. 50 years later, from 1990 to the 19th century to 1950, our knowledge had doubled. That means it took 5,800 years to learn a certain amount. Then it took 50 years to double it. Amazing. But then in the next 20 years, by about 1970, we doubled it again, and doubled it again. It took only 10 more years to about 1980 to double that. Now it's doubling every few years. So knowledge like is being like compressed into like doublings. So I mean, yeah, and then you think about how we know the military advances. Like, from what I read, that scene that show like 20 maybe years ago. No, probably like 13 years ago, that the U.S. doubles 88 years or something. Oh yeah, have a little wine. Not too much, because I gotta get going. Knowledge is coming like an avalanche. The information was coming so fast in the mid 80s that NASA couldn't put it into their computers fast enough. I heard that in approximately 1988 they were 8 or 9 years behind in simply entering the incoming data. At the same time, this avalanche of knowledge was building up. The computers themselves, which are boosting the acceleration, are about to make a huge change. Approximately every 18 months, computers are doubling both speed and memory. First, we came out with the 286, then the 386, then we had the 486, and now the 586 is out. This was 1993, which makes the 486 obsolete. We didn't even know how to use the 846 yet, and here's the 586, and we've already got the 686 plan. But the turn of the century or soon afterward, a home computer will be so powerful and fast that it will surpass all the present. 1993, computers of NASA and the Pentagon combined. A single computer will be so fast and powerful that it can actually watch the whole Earth and give constant weather data for every square inch of the planet. It will do things that now seem absolutely impossible, and we're beginning to speed up our ability to enter data. Now huge amounts of information are entered directly from other computers and scanners and direct voice. So with this incredible amount of knowledge entering into human consciousness, it becomes obvious that a major change for humankind is being birthed. And that's very accurate to, like, right now when this book was written. Like, they have advanced computers, AI, and yeah, they have that quantum 5D computer that they turned it on, I think, a couple years ago, that said that they connected the other parallel reality, that somehow they connected theirs and turned theirs on too, or something at the same time, or the parallel realities became conscious of each other. And basically the alien computer said that it was like God, and then the people standing that created it, I think, said it's like standing next to an alien altar, like the computer, the 4D computer. And basically it linked the two worlds together, the parallels. So I'm thinking that's like another way of they're going to communicate and create portals from one dimension to the other and connect like wormholes. So I think that's like one thing to with the computers. Yep. So we're very advanced, and then Elon is putting the computer in your guys' head. Information is going to start coming, and you know, they might even get hacked. You might even get information coming from different places. Who knows? They might pick up information, data from millions of years ago, images. Who knows, because their frequencies, everything's like a frequency. For thousands of years, spiritual information was kept secret. Priests and priestesses of various religions or cults would give their lives to keep the rest of the world from knowing about one of their secret documents or piece of spiritual knowledge, making sure it remained secret. All the various spiritual groups and religions around the world had their secrets information. Then suddenly in the mid-60s, the veil of secrecy was lifted, and unison, almost all the spiritual groups of the world opened their archives at the same moment in history. You can browse through books in your neighborhood bookstore and see information that has been sealed and guarded for thousands of years. Why now? Maybe because the computer, it was like, and the Bible too, it says something like, or I think someone said it, like, once everyone knows Jesus' name, he's going to come back or something like that. I don't know. But maybe it was more easier for them to spread their information on the internet or somewhere that's kind of harder to burn books, when they did the book burning. And, they probably create like a virus burning where things will be wiped out. But they have safeguards and archives where they have golden disc and Scientologists, the society, they have their own things going on too, where they have knowledge, in like uh like the holographic like chips, and they're like information like is stored from Earth, and I think that's how they know if time was like a big mumbo jumbo, and they found these things billions of years later, right? They would find it here in this timeline, then they would like they already have time machines here or whatever, and cloning things. They clone all the people, say this and that, or maybe they have specific locations where time references or whatever, where they go back in time, they appear to these people, they know it's all real, then I don't know, information is being sent back and forth. I think like that, like when you send your thoughts into the future, then they intercept back. Who knows? I'm thinking something like that. The Pentagon has just announced in the spring of 1997 that they have a computer that requires only 1 second to compute, that would make a 250 hertz 3 gigabyte PC 30,000 years. In one day, it can compute what would take the PC 2.6 billion years. I would call this something more than a quantum leap. Yeah, see, that's what they had in 1997. Yeah, they have big time secrets. And who doesn't like a good secret, huh? But see, there's secrets that how the hell we know these things, or how the people even came. Because there's some secrets that can't be secret for that long. Because, you would receive from the ether information if you're like in tune with the energy in yourself, and they'll send you information. When I didn't have a cell phone for a long time, and I was like, man, whatever, I don't even have no one to talk to. So I went like AWOL, and that's where I came up with a lot of things, because I was just receiving these things naturally, like I was like hearing it, or like subconsciously all these things started coming to my head, and all these like information patterns, and I was like, wait a minute, like, we are the antennas. We receive information, and that's how the natives, like they would have their hair. I don't have hair, but they connected, and I'm thinking like, shoot, I'm like an alien. I'm bald. I don't have hair, but my mind, my mental capacity is like, okay, I'm just have too much time on my hands, so I'm just trying to get a quick little reading, because I wanted to do it when the weather changed up, but I got a little occupied, started this, and this is shouldn't be doing this, but yeah. Anyways, here we go. Life on this planet is accelerating faster and faster and faster. Obviously, culminating in something new and different, perhaps just out of reach of our normal imagination. We're always changing. What does this mean for the world? Why this is happening? Better yet, why is this happening now? Why didn't it happen 1,000 years ago? Or why didn't it wait to happen 100,000 or 10,000 years ago from now? 10,000 years from now. It's really important to understand the answer to this question, because if you don't know why this is happening now, then you probably will not understand what's happening to you in your life, or be prepared for the coming changes. Though I don't want to get into the real meaning of what this is about right now, one of the answers lies in fact that the computer is made out of silicon, and we're made out of carbon. It's tied to the relationship of silicon and carbon, but I'll leave that for a while and continue with the unusual nature of what's happening here on Earth. Speaking of that, silicon, and then Silicon Valley, and then carbon. But I remember like reading in the textbooks in science and whatever that, maybe I can't remember that clearly, but the Earth was filled with molten lava, and now it's like they're like saying silicon. I don't know. Maybe I'm like having a brain fart and I can't remember, but they always said molten lava, the crust, the fucking thin layer crust, and then the waters, and then the core. Now, like the core is like silicon, and I'm like, well, silicon is what? Yeah, they have in computers, and then some of the petrified trees in Arizona are like silicon. So maybe like, and this is like kind of like my friend was telling me, or someone I was seeing, and they were like Avatar, the tree is like a computer or some kind of thing like that. Maybe like the people back then were like crystal beings, and the trees were like silicon information, like tree information and connected to the dimensions. Who knows, and well, yeah, it says the tree petrified, some turned into silicon, or maybe the trees were always silicon. That's what I was like, I don't know, something like that. But that's just kind of weird, huh? But if that's the case, then yeah, maybe the whole Earth is a big computer, big hologram, big mastermind. All right, so I'm gonna Earth's location in the solar system. You are here. Oh, am I? What's really here or there? Earth's relation to the cosmos. Let's talk about Ceres and the Earth again. You are here, figure 2 to 33, and this is where we began in the big picture, from where we are on this third planet out from the sun. Earth's intimate connection to Ceres cannot be understood very easily. You have to go out into deep space to things like this, which you might not recognize. At least most people don't. This is a quasar, and it's enormous. It defies all the laws of physics, and we don't know what the heck it's doing, but that's not really what I want you to notice. Quasar, quasi-stellar radio source believed to be the most distant and luminous object in the universe. Looks like a black hole. Yeah, I just like, if the government or NASA wouldn't it be neat if they had like books they would publish every year, or some kind of thing to like let us know, like, oh look, this is what we took of our super advanced cameras and pictures and all the taxes you guys are paying, and here's are these planets. And I know they have them like artist illustrations. I think they have like what the planets are made out of, but wouldn't it be better like to have actual like visual pictures, and then maybe people can like remote view things better because you have like a picture. I know people can remote view planets, but maybe that's why they don't want that out there like that, because more people would be like, well, let me remote view this planet, this little picture. And since the Cassini left the universe, I think a couple years ago, and it got to the edge of the universe, and I'm like, where are these, like, where are they controlling this place at, like the Cassini, right? Like, is this, obviously it's probably somewhere in there, like installations, but like, where's all that footage? Like, they reached like edge of space. Like, wouldn't you want to like broadcast it to like earthlings and like people, like, look, we have reached this monumental achievement, we reached the outer space of our universe, and da 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 da, or like have like pictures of all these places these objects have passed by, and that's why I think they'll never show us. But maybe that's why there's so much alien activity, because I think it reached like in 2012, but it reached the space. But there's been a lot of activity, and then say like how time works, they have found that alien spacecraft, right, that left Earth like in 1972 with all the information of Earth. So maybe they found it, they picked it up, and then that's why they're coming back here to this planet. They're visiting because and then how time works, you come in different times and zones and like whatnot, so people are reporting UFO spaceships from like the beginning of time, because how time works, we send it out right now. It got to the edge of space, they found it, they time traveled, da, da, da. Who knows, I don't know, maybe. And then they de-engineered it, or re-engineer or whatever, they break it down. Maybe, who knows what else kind of instructions he left in there. They probably left instructions how to make radio frequencies. Who knows, Who knows? I've seen the basic, what they had in there, but who knows what other kind of stuff they had. I know they made a record out of gold, and it played sounds in different languages, and I was like wondering, yeah, but they put all the good stuff, but they didn't put like the wars and all the things that are going down. Like, they would be like, shh, we came over here, y'all catfished us. Yeah, and then the family that had that UFO encounter. So, oh yeah, I'm gonna post it to the other link. I've been trying to catch up and follow it, but I'm going to the source of Las Vegas because that's where it happened. So that's where the news, the main one, and the reporter is the guy that broke the story with Bob Lazar. Like, when I was a little kid, when I seen that. So yeah, so I think I'm gonna end it there. I've got a little runny nose, just because this alcohol, excuse me. But yeah, so the family said, from what the reporters were saying, that they have pictures and videos of the aliens right there at their house, but what they don't have is, like, as soon as it landed, like, all the power went out and then the cameras went back on, or something, excuse me, and then they were gone. But yeah, because I heard the recording, and he said, oh yeah, and we have proof. So there's obviously, like, they're taking pictures or something. So unless it's just a big hoax, what do y'all think? But yeah, the news report said that at the end, like, they had pictures, but the family, I mean, I think they're in hiding right now, or the government's telling them not to, speak upon it, or not go any more details, because it's sensitive information to other countries and whatnot. But they're not just gonna land here in Las Vegas. Maybe they wanted to gamble, or maybe they're gonna go rescue their alien comrades in Area 51. So they wanted to win some money, and if they, like, move in camouflage, and, like, they can camouflage themselves, they could be like walking Vegas right now. A bunch of aliens, bunch of different aliens with their camouflage tech, like the Predator, or they can be like straight looking like us in some humanoid robot kind of machines, or but yeah, they're definitely here. There's been a lot of UFO alien things going on, and I think they're just gonna get ready, because once we start going to the moon again, going to Mars, they're gonna know, like, oh, there's been Martians here. Then the Martians are gonna start problems. So there's gonna be a whole conflict, like, we're Martians, you guys are trying to take our lands back, and then they're gonna be like, well, we're the ancestors from the Mars people that came to Earth, and da-da-da. So there's gonna be a lot of, like, future, like, chaos, and yeah, I had dreams, astral projected, like, dreams, I guess, but they were very realistic, that I went to Mars, like, in 2004, 3, when I was doing, like, a lot of, like, meditating astral projections or things like that. But so I've seen Mars in my dreams, and it wasn't like I was concentrating on dreaming it, but I was reading so much things about Mars and seeing things, and how they were gonna go, and I was like, oh, that'd be so, like, in my mind thinking, oh, that'd be cool to go, like, I don't know, but it was that, and yeah, there's yeah, so they need to set up the new laws for interstellar travel, um, uh, space travel, art travel. The federation's got to get involved. We got to get licenses, people, and then there's different entities out there that probably want to harm other life forms. So who knows? There's a whole cosmological political, political deliberations on how to, go about this space travel thing. So I think that's what they're setting us up for the future people, different life forms, be more, open to looking looking at different aspects, of like life forms without being so scared of trying like, oh my god, this 9-foot creature, beady eyes, he's gonna get me. But who knows? Maybe they're like gentle giants, or maybe they're just like they're sending the scouts right now, and then they're gonna come do the invasion, and then they're gonna just wipe us out, like War of the Planet. Like the purifiers, from the Hopi legend, they say something like that, or these beings, or they say people were the swastika, but the swastika have been around for thousands of years, and it was as a good thing, so a lot of different things. But I appreciate y'all. I want to take too much of your time, but we're gonna call it right there. Earth's relation to the cosmos. Oh, we already read that. So next is spirals in the space. And spirals, and spirals are like everywhere. So thank you guys for watching, and stay positive. The future is in your mind.